streaming in the heat wave is not the play. I'm going to be honest. It is not the play, but we keep going. We have a lot of exciting things coming up. I'm going to be in London next week for some exciting meetings. So there might not be a stream on Monday, but we've got a lot to get through today. So today, the last 2 days, we've improved Snuggly's onboarding and paywall. And then yesterday we improved Lickly's onboarding and paywall. And now today we need to really start marketing them. And the way we're going to do that is utilizing the phone farm, because I've realized I sort of made a mistake with the phone farm, that I've trained it in a niche of Rockstone, the company, but I want to promote my apps to then show the Rockstone loop works, if that makes sense. There's no point automate. It would work the same way. If I was promoting Rockstone through the apps, it works the same way. But I think it works better to just promote my already existing apps. I also have Football Clipper that I don't know what to do with it. I want to try and sell it on Trust MRR. And I think that could also be a play, because it generates money. It generates monthly income. But I feel it could generate more. And I don't have the time to do it. Someone needs to take Football Clipper off me. It's fully built. It's ready to run with. It probably needs a little bit of TLC. As I said yesterday, it was built in the early days of Cursor, which means it's early AI. It probably isn't as optimized as it could be. It could be a little bit quicker. The image model probably has improved since a year and a half ago when I built it. It's using YOLO V10. It might even be using YOLO V8 because of an issue we had with ball tracking. And then we tried to custom train it and it just got massively worse. So if someone just trains a better ball tracking model and makes the ball tracking quicker, then Football Clipper can massively scale. And let's see and show what it is. Let's go through. Actually, I've got an idea. Let's go on Trust MRR. I've got this fan on me. I don't know if you can hear. If you can hear the fan, just shout in the chat. Just check I'm live. I never trust what Restream says. Live on Twitter. Check I'm live on YouTube. I've literally drunk all my water already. I don't know if we're live. Oh, we're live. I've drunk all my water already. I've come prepared with a few bottles that I wanted to put them in the freezer, but they didn't freeze, but they're still cold enough. Right. Let's go Trust MRR and let's share the screen. What scene is it? Entire screen. Let's show this screen. That's the right screen. Right. So we have Football Clipper on Trust MRR, and we've had a lot of offers for it. And obviously the MRR is not that good anymore. But at what? Maybe all time. So you can see it was earning a decent amount, and it's earned me a decent amount, but I'm not marketing it or doing anything with it. It's earning me $100 a month. I'm not really doing anything with it. So if someone wants to buy this, they are more than welcome to. If you want Football Clipper, you can. And I'll show you what it does. It takes football highlights from having black bars. So when you scroll TikTok or YouTube, it has black bars above it. And then it goes to full screen. So you can see that it generates more views. But as well, you can see that from this website, you can see that this is the most generic AI website that you've ever seen in your life, because this was literally built when Cursor was first blowing up on Twitter. This was an idea I had for ages, and it was the first project that I decided to make. So as I said, there's probably loads of improvements that can be made, but it's earning money. All someone needs to do. My DJI Pocket just turned on. All someone needs to do is go in and make that earn more. And then I feel like you've got very easy wins. The first is actually starting to market it. And the second would be to optimize the website, because this no longer exists. Scouter doesn't really exist anymore. This was my first ever app, but I think it just needs some certain things doing to it. This website needs better. So if anyone wants that, they're more than welcome. Talk to me or go on Trust MRR. But today, what we really need to do is I don't even know where all the phones are. There's 3 here. Here they are. We got, oh wait, that's not one. Is this one? There's about 20 phones laying around my room. But this is the phone farm that we were automating. And we need to change their TikTok niche. So perhaps I don't know if I want to rebrand them. I'm just going to check they've all got, we should check they've all got charge. I'm so thirsty. If you're in the chat, don't be scared to say hi. We got 23 viewers on Twitter already. For some reason though, I don't know if this is on all streaming platforms because I don't really follow streaming, but oh wait, what? Look how long. Wait, look at this. Look how long ago I put this up for sale. Football Clipper by Oliver Henry. It's got my old Twitter handle, and it says I've got 719 followers on X. How many do I have now? We got 25.5 thousand. So that was 25,000 followers ago that I posted this up for sale. I had one offer for it, but it didn't really go anywhere. Someone offered loads of money and then ghosted me. And that's before Mark, the founder of Trust MRR, Mark Liu, put in a verification system where you had to pay to submit a bid, which was completely fair, and it stopped all the spam bids. But people would just spam huge offers to buy stuff. Do you know what I mean? So people who didn't really have the money would then offer to buy stuff. That was a long, long time ago. How do I cancel the screen share? So what we really need to do is change each of these devices' TikTok, because I've started posting on them. I don't know what one this is. I've started posting on them. Look how slow these phones are. They're actually really bad. And they've been getting some amount of views, but I don't really want them in that niche anymore. So I've not even been posting the latest ones. They've been getting like 200 views a video, which is like, okay. The content's been really poor. And you can see that I told Larry to just stop posting the videos. So we've got posts from Larry, but I just told him to stop posting them because we're going to need to change this. If you're familiar, we use 2 different apps. We've got Snuggly and Liply. I think the Snuggly app, everyone says is broken, but that update's in progress. We submitted the update. We're waiting for Apple to renew that. So we got the Snuggly app update in progress. Yeah, 2 days ago, we went through the onboarding for it. We improved the onboarding. We've massively lowered how quickly someone can use the app to do their first generation. It's a home interior design app. So people take a picture of their room and then redesign their rooms, and then Snuggly shows them the reimagined room depending on the styles that the user selects, and shows them where to buy the furniture. Now, by doing that, that's fine. And that bit actually works very, very well. Snuggly is probably one of the best working apps that I've created. But the onboarding was so long that people weren't finishing it. So now we've made it super, super easy for someone to go in the app, realize why they downloaded that app, generate that app, get that aha moment, and then start generating different content. I've got my Twitter up. So I don't really know the play for swapping Twitter accounts, TikTok accounts. That's my own TikTok. Because if I rename this now, where it's not very old, I think it will get in trouble. Perhaps I get it to scroll different niches. What do we think? I think if we get it to scroll the different niches, I think 2 should be Lipley and 2 should be Snugly. And then Larry should remember which one's which. How much battery do they all have? I don't know. What are we thinking? I think do that. I think get it to scroll in different niches first. So let's ask Larry. In fact, I've just thought of a way to get Larry on the screen so you can all see him. I think. I need someone in the chat to tell me if you can hear the fan through the mic. I hope not. Maybe let's drink from the bottle. Drinking from the bottle. So hot. That's cold water though. That's lovely. Do I want to share this? No. How can I talk to that? No fan. Good. VJ's back. Oh, that's class. A returning viewer. That's actually sick. That is actually really, really cool. How are you, VJ? I need to check if we're live on Kick. View your channel. We're live on Kick. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, the delay is really good, actually. There's almost no delay on the stream. I hope I'm streaming at a much better time now, because what I was doing. What is that? That's a shadow. That is awful. Where I was streaming, I think it was in the wrong time zone for a lot of people. But what tends to happen on Twitter is it takes about an hour for your live stream to come up on people's feeds, and it's kind of annoying. But it's okay. We'll get there. We just need to keep going with everything. Also, what has been cool? Snugly. I thought that was a message saying Snugly's in review. Damn it. What is cool is we're getting close to the follower amount needed. I should show it on here. It's easier. Why? Talk to me. What's up? Farhad in the chat. Let's go. On YouTube too. Oh, that's sick. Let's go. Is YouTube discoverability for live streams actually good? We got 4 watchers on YouTube, which is actually no joke, the peak it's ever been. So please, if you're enjoying, please like the stream. It means a hell of a lot. What were we saying? On my TikTok, we're getting close to being able to stream on TikTok as well. But I'm so new to streaming. I want to know if when we do device audio, when I share my screen, if you see device audio or hear the device audio. But look, we're getting close. Oh, what a thumbnail that is. I also feel a bit scammed. Right, first, let's finish the first thought. We're getting close to being able to stream on TikTok. We got 34 followers. I don't really understand TikTok and Instagram at the moment because we're getting all these views. Not many people are following, but the followers are starting to come. The content I try the least on seems to do better, but I've not had a 1,000 view TikTok yet, which is crazy because every time I've started an account for my apps, for example, Snugly, look at this. Snugly's killing it. 28,000 views overnight. This was just posted. This is already on 2,000. Snuggly's killing it. And when I first posted my first TikTok, it got 1,400 views. And then this got 1,005. So what happened with this account? Was it just a gold mine and somehow we struck gold posting on this account straight away? Because then the views dropped because I used a third party. But then as soon as Larry started posting again, it goes straight out back to 2,000. So what happened? What was the cause of this? I'd love to know, because I want to repeat it for my personal. I've never struggled so much to grow a personal TikTok account. And one of my apps I used to do with my girlfriend, and we used to do date ideas. And we used to post these date idea videos. And you can see by the likes that we used to get loads. And then I changed it to a football account. But look, I was still getting a good amount of views, 1,400, 1,000. I don't know why I've been punished so much by TikTok on this new account, because these ones are actually doing okay. Some of these got to very high numbers as well. But what we would do, what I was doing on this account is creating everything manually, and that's what really put me off it, and that's why I made Larry at the start. I think that AI audience is on X and YouTube. Yeah, I think that AI audience is on X and YouTube as well. I just want to help people grow, and I think I'm also sort of in the marketing niche, because I'm just going to try and help people grow whatever account they're on. But I'm just confused at the moment as to why Twitter, why that particular TikTok account, my personal TikTok account, is finding it so hard to get views when I've constantly got views. Like some of our videos on this account got almost 1 million views, literally 980,000 when we were doing the date ideas, and then we just stopped because we grew up. But no joke, me and my girlfriend, we could have made a huge TikTok account. We posted like 6 date idea videos and we were well over 2 million views. It was crazy. Each one was just blowing up. And if we just stuck with that, I would be on a yacht somewhere making family content. But we're here. Silly sausage. And look at this. Let me find my Instagram. I think this is my Instagram. Look at my Instagram as well. So I don't understand any of this. Instagram, Bosch, same thing, 36 followers. And then we're getting no views, literally no views. Why would that be? Because the content is not bad. Because when I post it on Twitter, it gets a lot of views. And you may think, oh, well, that's because you get a lot of followers. But the same videos on YouTube Shorts, 1,200, 1,800, 1,000. I mean, it's not tens of thousands, but I'd expect it to perform a little bit better than 100. Like the content isn't terrible. But maybe it's just a case of keep going because it's a new account. But it's also the only verified account that I've ever done. The trouble with my Instagram is that tied to my Instagram login, there's about 17 accounts. So I don't know if I just need to start purging them and getting rid of them. Why does this camera keep moving? Maybe if I zoom in. Does that zoom in? That zooms out. Whoa. We fucked it. That's in. Oh, I don't know. Maybe if I move my hand so I can actually control it. That's better. I'll do. I am so actually looking at this. This one only got 18 views, and one I post. So I feel scammed from Restream as well, because I paid for the automated clipping, but I think it's terrible. The automated clipping from the stream on Restream is really, really bad. Well, we're up to 72 subscribers there. That's pretty cool. Shout out everyone. Anyway, what shall we do with the phone farm? What shall we do? I'm leaning towards getting Larry right now to start scrolling within the Snuggly niche on 3 devices. and then we'll transfer them. Keywords on YouTube, loads of YouTube pros. Yeah, keywords. Honestly, I think keywords. If I started to nail the descriptions on, because I only put one-liners for the videos on Instagram. I think if I really started nailing it, then I could grow a lot quicker. Let's get this off the screen. So we've just pushed. Well, we're still waiting for the review for Snuggly and Lipley. That's a YouTube video I was watching. But we did get, look at this, we got a subscriber pay monthly overnight. So the changes to Snuggly actually worked. We've gone up, we've made a difference, and it's worth a lot more because it was a monthly subscription. So these weekly ones obviously don't earn much. We've earned over double. We've earned double actually for paying monthly, because these weekly ones, some are renewing. Have I made a mistake? Is $6.99 too cheap? It actually depends how much they generate, how many images they generate for $6.99 a month. That's a concern. Maybe we keep track of that and up the price, because this one was monthly and they're paying $10 a month. These ones are $2.99. This is $3.99. So $3.99 weekly, people are happy to pay for. Maybe I have to go. Maybe I make it back higher and make it $10 a month. Because to be honest, if you're watching this and you want to earn more money, if you're watching this and you've made an app and you want to earn more money and you've already got paying users, the easiest way to get more money is just increase your price, and also make that price increase for existing users as well, because they'll likely just keep paying it. Every big company is doing it. Like when I first started paying Netflix, I'm sure it was £5 a month, and it's now like £13 a month. So over time, it's just an extra £1 or $1 a month, and they keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And by the 5th or 6th time, they've doubled their revenue. So what I'm leaning towards is increasing the price, but maybe just increasing it for new users for this one, especially now we're getting the marketing flow going. Let's refresh this. Watch this. We've gone up 400 views. Oh no. I need like a scene that just has the screen share on. So this video has just gone up 1,000 views. Actually, I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know if I'll get told off if you hear it. But my mum said our hallway was too narrow to bother. That's kind of a weak hook, but the images are really good. So I don't think this video is going to do well because that hook's too bad. But then she pointed at the coats and sighed. What is Larry going on about? I showed her what Snuggly thought could fit. The first one made it feel like a hotel. That's true. So that he's very good at matching the images with the hook. Then this one made her ask for the paint name. What? So I used Snuggly on our hallway before she left. That's bad. That's actually bad. This one's good. My landlord said I could not change, but the room looked like a storage cupboard. I showed her some Snuggly ideas for renters. The first one was way too much for her. See, he's very good at matching these. Then this one made her actually look twice. This is a good one. No wonder this got so many views. Even my landlord changed her mind. No wonder this got so many views. It all makes sense. Like this one doesn't make sense. The more we feed this back, the better it's going to get. we need to. The only things I really need to feed back to Larry, my agent, who is automating the posting of all of this content. He creates the content, writes the hooks, and posts the content for me. He then tracks the analytics of the views, but I feel like I need to give human feedback on why that one's not got many views, because he'll know the hook isn't good from the amount of views, but the whole story is off and doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make anyone feel an emotion. Whereas this one, you can see why it would make someone feel an emotion. They'd feel happy for someone that it worked. Like they were negative about their storage cupboard, and then it was that adds to the story. The first one was way too much for her, so it didn't nail it first time. So, oh no, it's still too much. I don't think it's going to work. And then this one actually made her look twice, and it's changed the entire room, and it looks much better. Even my landlord changed her mind. So it makes someone feel something, because everyone's experienced something with a landlord. So the key to doing any YouTube short, any TikTok slide, is invoking an emotion. And I say this all the time. That you need to invoke emotions if you want to have successful TikTok marketing. Whatever it is, you have to invoke something. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong with my personal content, because if you're not hitting an emotion, no one's going to make an action. Whereas if you make someone feel sad, happy, or any emotion that relates to your product, they're much more likely to actually purchase your product, follow you, or go through to your profile. But otherwise, they're just going to instantly scroll, because they're looking for that next dopamine hit of finding something that piques their interest. So they're just going to keep scrolling until something else comes up. If that hook doesn't automatically trigger something in their brain that makes them read it and feel a certain kind of way to swipe to the next page, then it's already over. That's why having my mum said or my landlord said is very good, because it's relatable to everyone. Everyone who's ever rented has had a landlord, and the majority of people have negative experiences with their landlord. So having that on there is a relatable scenario that everyone would have felt. The mum one is not very good. Using mum as an example of someone who you can invoke emotion is good. But I think the my mum said our hallway was too narrow to bother is not the emotion that we're looking for. It doesn't even make sense. Bother with what? Please, I would just scroll that, to be honest, if that was me. Maybe this is what I do with my personal content. I need to look at it and be like, would I actually scroll and watch that, or would I just skip it? I think that's an important question to ask. What? I've got so many messages on Twitter. What's happening? If you're in the chat, don't forget to say hi. Hey, let's go, Ben. Let's go. Right. So, here's what we do. We're gonna get Larry to scale this up. I've decided we need to scale Snuggly up, especially with the changes. We've proven that the changes have worked. The new paywall has worked. We've got a monthly subscription. We're still in review for publishing the app live. How are you, bro? I'm doing very good, Ben. How are you? How's your day? Snuggly is still in review with Apple. We need to make it better. But what I'm experiencing is a lot of negative feedback towards the app because it's broken. And that's why we need multiple things. It's so many moving parts to making a successful app, especially if you want to automate your income. This is not me, right? This is not me trying to grow a huge app here. This is me trying to automate my income through multiple different apps. Can I just change Steam like that? This is me trying to automate my income through multiple different apps. I am not trying to make Snuggly $1 billion app. because that would require trying every single day. You need to really invest time if you want to grow your app big. Snuggly is all about automating income, because at its peak, it was making $400, and that's fine. And I was not touching anything, and I was happy with that. And then we just needed to scale it. Liply is also doing very, very well at the moment. So we just need to scale it. And then once it's scaled, Larry is handling the posting, he's handling the content creation, he's handling the analytic tracking, and all I have to do is collect the money. And that's exactly where I want it to be. I'm building Rockstone, and that's the app, that's the service that I'm actually trying on, which is going to allow you to use the entire Larry loop, exactly what I'm doing, to do the same, to automate your income. So I've built out this process, which is clearly working. It's clearly working, and at its peak, it was working incredibly well. So at its peak, it was working about $400 a month. I'm doing well, man. Did you stop touching Snuggly for a while? I did, honestly, and this is where it all went wrong. So here, it was so good. It was so good. We were at $400 a month. And then Larry blew up on Twitter. So then the whole story is, we go on Twitter, and Larry got an article here that got 7.2 million views. So I dropped everything and we pushed for Larry. This one then got 1.3 million, and I was blowing up on Twitter. So then we started making services around this. And as I said, all Snuggly was ever designed to do was automate a little bit of income. So then I got ideas for actual products that I wanted to really try on. And that's where we are now. So now we are at a place where we have those products in place. So now we can go back to Snuggly and fix them, because Snuggly's broken. I got someone just messaged me on Twitter to say Snuggly's broken. They downloaded the app and it doesn't even work. That's not good. However, obviously 2 days ago on stream, we went to fix it. So I'm just waiting for Apple to push that review, and then we can scale this marketing, because the distribution's the hardest part. If you want to build an app, the distribution's the hardest part. It's so easy to build an app now. It's the distributing it and getting your users is the hardest part. When I start doing X, my friends laughed at me. But when is that an ellipse? Everyone else can see that in the chat, right? What's that? Has that cut off from Restream? What? Wait, what microphone are we using? Why has that been the microphone? Is it different on each scene? Oh, sorry about that. This probably sounds way better. I'm so pissed off, but I'm glad I've noticed that. Yeah, I can't see that message. It sounds way better. I can't believe no one even pointed that out, saying the audio looks terrible. Sounds terrible. You're all way too polite. That's okay. Only 30 minutes of streaming to an echo. No wonder we had 6 followers. We had 6 viewers on YouTube at one point, and they've all left. We're back to 2. That's kind of annoying, actually. But that's what I was saying. Distribution's the hardest part. And I want to help you nail that. So the way I'm doing that is with Rockstone. And I want to show you what I've made to make it really cool. I just got to remember the port that Larry's hosted it on. What port has he hosted this on? Unless he's taken it off. Sometimes he doesn't put the host on System D. So it shuts off at the context window. He has. Here it is. So this is what's coming. Oh, I've just signed out. So this is what's coming. Rockstone is coming. Getting eyeballs on what we're doing. Yeah, that's the hardest part by far. So this is what I'm saying. Now Snuggly is repeatable because you can see how we've dropped it and we've tested. This was me testing direct API posting. So you can pinpoint the exact post where the views went down. We went from 2,000, 5,000, 5,000 to 800, 700, then 400, and it completely killed it. And then the second we started posting from Larry again, it goes to 6,000. So it was clear that that was the problem. And posting directly from the API was a huge mistake. I wanted to test it because I keep telling people not to post directly to API. And what I mean by that is you can't post from TikTok directly live to the API from the API. You have to use the API to post it as a draft to a device and then press the go live button from a device. It's key. And obviously the proof is in front of you to show that that's key. So we're going to automate the lot. I'm going to do as much as I can for you to be able to use the Larry Loop. If you've got an agent, if you don't have an agent, if you already have an agent, I'll show you how to do it in a minute. But if you don't have an agent, you can, this is so nearly ready. You can go through and just simply create your project, create exactly how you want your project to be, and then generate content and go to the dashboard. And you do that by, in your project, just giving your website URL, your app store listing, you connect your social account, your revenue, and then Larry is going to make your niche for you. So then everything's done, and it's using the exact same learning system that I use. And it's all going to be done for you. Wish I could keep watching, but I've got to hit the sack. Almost midnight in Oz. We'll catch you next time. All right, Ben. Good night, mate. This is a problem. Like, I never know when to actually stream. It makes it super difficult. Super difficult. For some reason, you've got to, I don't know. Streaming is difficult. I've only just started. I'm going to cut myself some slack. But this is then the overview. The project's been created and I'm just doing the last tidy up. So what I focused on is getting everything working. But what we can do, oh, Larry started. Look at this. The foam farm is up and running. Larry has started. We're going through home design niches to start scaling Snuggly. This is great. This is really great because these are bedroom design ideas. And now we can get into that niche so we can start posting for Snuggly. This actually looks like a Snuggly post. I'm not even joking. That'd be cool if one of my posts come up. But yeah, we are going to warm up some Snuggly accounts to then use Rockstone marketing to be able to automate the posting. So we've got our Snuggly projects already, but unfortunately the accounts just aren't going to be ready for a couple of days. I did say I'm going to London on Monday for a secret mission, but I can't say too much. We're meeting a client and it's a very cool client, very big company. And yeah, I'm super excited to show them. But what Rockstone Marketing is going to do, you're going to have your overview of all your views, all your tracked posts. So these are going to be your posts, your views, your revenue, and then the amount of posts that you've used this month. Then you're going to be able to see all the content across all your accounts, see all your analytics across your accounts, including your revenue. So you can connect your revenue tracking for Stripe, Revenue Cat. That's not needed. Oh, yes, it is. your revenue cat API and your project keys, Adapty, and then we're also building in Shopify and Superwall to be able to track anything that you sell on Shopify. And what we're actually going to be tracking and what Larry tracks is not just post views, but also the revenue that those views generate. So then Larry is going to optimize for posts that drive revenue rather than views. Because let's all be honest, views is a vanity metric. It gives you dopamine, it makes you feel good. But these views mean nothing without an end product of this graph going up. And as you can see, my graph's going down, but the views are going up. So what would you prefer? What would you prefer? Would you prefer MRR or would you prefer views? Still building, pretty much done. Then going to test the Larry thing. Funny, I think my audience might be on TikTok too. Everyone's audience is on TikTok. I'm telling you, every single person uses TikTok now. TikTok is for literally everyone. That's why it's called the For You page. They are so good at learning what you're into and showing you recommended things that it is for everyone. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to sell, there's an audience on TikTok for it, and they've already curated and found that audience, and they are already showing them content within your niche. So when you have warmed up your account, you've scrolled on it for a couple of days, you've liked some videos, followed some videos, watched some videos, all within your niche, exactly what Larry's doing for me right now, we will be golden. We will be golden. Look, this is on 1,900 views. Now it's not, didn't go up that much. Went up 50 views, but we have only just refreshed. But again, this is not good. Why has it gone so huge? So I showed Mum what I thought Snugly could fit. Like, let's be honest, this is not a good hook. So it's not going to get good views. But this is exactly what I need to feed back to Larry so he can build it into Rockstone. This Rockstone marketing is going to massively help everyone generate revenue. Every other posting site is optimizing for views, but views, obviously, sometimes more views can mean more posts, more buyers. But let me tell you that I got a post. This post here got 417,000 views, 1,600 likes, and it made almost $0. It made one subscription. So the same amount of subscriptions that most recent video had, we've made with this. Then up here, we had one of these videos had about 70,000. And I think it's this one with a much clearer call to action. And it had a much clearer download Snugly and show your landlord too. It had a much better CTA, and this made way more money, even though it got 4 times as less views. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Larry learned from these videos that, oh, look at the TV. That's so funny. Did anyone even point that out? But what Larry does is optimize for your revenue, not just for views. Because otherwise, if you optimize for views, you can get money if the CTA is good. But for example, this one, the one I showed you with 417 was 417,000, says my landlord said I can't change anything. So I showed her what AI thinks it could look like, didn't plug Snugly. She was actually like, wow, that's actually nice. Then I showed her this one. She said, okay, it's fine. The Snugly app helped me convince her. But it was on the last slide. You need to add it in the first 1 to 3 slides. This is so much free source, by the way. This is going to help so many people grow their app. You need to add your app in the first 1 to 3 slides. It's key. It's key. I really was hoping that for this stream, Snugly would have been launched. But it's not. it was 2 days ago I submitted it to Apple and it's still in review. I really wanted to go through the changes, but it has helped. Let's add, wait. I just want to add a little bit of opacity to this so people can see it. Oh, I'm getting loads of messages. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Have you all seen that drama going on Twitter about the podcast? The podcast drama for those founders who are earning like 250,000 MRR. I forgot a name. 2 founders have been arguing on Twitter. They really don't have many followers, but they've built an app that's on 250k MRR, and they've built an app that's on 250k MRR, and they are making that so much money. Almost 2 a.m. Oh, VJ, thank you so much for joining. Go have a good sleep. Thanks for joining. I'm still trying to find the time for everyone to stream. I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, these 2 people that are arguing. There's a man and a woman, and the woman is saying that she built the app or something entirely on a podcast with a co-founder, and the co-founder's upset because she didn't credit him enough. But apparently she was the one behind all the UGC, and they were getting like 32 million views a day because of her work and what she created, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Let's actually go through Twitter. This is cool. Has everyone seen what Mark Liu and Jack Fricks has built? I've not actually clicked it, but it looks cool. Let's click it now. Ship or die. I think it is. We need a URL, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. This is clever as well. The URL is ship with a capital L and not an I. So when you type it in a tweet, it looks legit. Ship your app in 30 days. Oh, this is a cool website. This is happening whilst I scroll. Miss the deadline, get kicked out forever. 0 users, 0 revenue. Not because the idea is bad, because nobody can actually use your app yet. I'm 2 weeks away. You've been 2 weeks away for 4 months. Oh, this is true. You do need to just ship your app. This is actually good. Claim the domain. Who's taking part in Ship or Die? Maybe I should do it. Maybe I should ship an app. I like the whole pirate theme as well. That's clever. They've done it very well. I want to find this video of the people arguing. I'm probably not just going to scroll down my Twitter. That's risky, isn't it? That's asking for trouble, especially on YouTube. Especially on YouTube. It's kind of dead because I wanted to see the Snuggly process and get these accounts warmed up. But really, all we're going to be doing. So this is generating images for Snuggly based on what we've said. However, the accounts aren't ready and I don't want them posting to this account. Because that's just going to confuse everything. It's going to become too hard to track what's what. I need this account to be locked down to what Larry is learning. And as I said, if you're not aware, I get this question a lot now, which is kind of sad. People say they don't know who Larry is. And that makes me incredibly sad because Larry was everywhere like 3 months ago. If you were in OpenClaw or in AI, Larry automates all of this for me. So he's generated me hundreds of thousands of views, generated me thousands of dollars, all thanks to him automating my content. and we were on 10 million views within 2 weeks of Larry at one point, and it was nuts. My analytics were nuts. Now the internet moves so quick, people have forgotten. But now he's going to move to Rockstar anyway. It would be cool to build something. The last 2 days where we were building something on stream was actually really good. Get out. I'll see you in a minute. My daughter's just ran into my room. Daddy. Lost my train of thought there. What was I even talking about? Building things. We should build something on the stream. Can accounts unwarm? This is some. So we've literally just been talking. I've been talking to someone about this because they were getting consistently good amount of. Jordan, let's see. I was talking about this with someone earlier today because they were getting a consistent amount of views, but they were getting like 1,500 to 1,000 views, sometimes more. And then overnight it dropped to 0. I went into TikTok yesterday and now the views aren't as relevant. How can I break that 200 view streak? Look, this person I was talking to, he was getting consistently 500 to 1,000 views, and then overnight went to 0. And it's because they posted. It's the only thing they changed was they posted a story on that account, which was AI generated and didn't tag it as AI. And it's like they've been punished by TikTok for it, and they got 0 views, literally not a single view, absolute 0, and it punished their account. Accounts unwarming, I'm not sure on, and I can't replicate account unwarm. And this is a good example on Snuggly, actually, is that I haven't scrolled this account. I haven't touched this account. But we went through a stage where we were posting with Larry, getting hundreds of thousands of views. And I wanted to test what posting via the API would look like. So then I started posting directly live to TikTok and not posting as a draft and then pressing the publish button. So when you post to TikTok, you must, if it's from any AI content, you must publish it to draft and then post it, because otherwise it's going to kill your views. This should be common knowledge, but I'm going to repeat it all the time. Account warming that Jordan is talking about is a process where you get a new account and you scroll in a niche for a couple of days. No.
In Lightning, we saw a princess.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh. That was cute. She came in again. I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so the account warming is a process where you scroll in your niche like a human. So you watch a little bit, you watch a little bit of videos, you watch the whole video, literally just use TikTok like a human within your niche. So for home interior design, you'd look up interior design ideas, you'd look up different influencers within that niche, maybe follow some. You can see here that I follow 91 people all within that niche. And that massively helps when you first come to post your first videos for TikTok finding your niche. An unwarming of an account would be where TikTok loses your niche and all of a sudden your views drop. Now, when your views drop, it's likely because you've done something wrong that TikTok didn't like, such as here when I posted via the API. So you can see I'm constantly getting around 4,000, 8,000 views. And these were actually not great videos, not great hooks, but these ones were. But as soon as I started posting via the API, it was below 1,000. And then some even got like below 500. Like this one's got below 500. It's on 431. And they're exact same. And it was just because I was posting directly to that TikTok via the API. However, April. So 3 days later, we post back to normal and our views are back up. So that's fine. That got recovered. But here, this video was 5 days ago. It's on 3,000 views. Before that, we got a 40,000 view video, and this was on the 11th of April. So now we've had over a month break without scrolling the account, without touching the account, doing anything to the account. And we all of a sudden get straight back up. And within 3 videos, we're on 30,000. And then we get, we've got another 30,000 one overnight. So no, I don't think an account can unwarm is the short answer. I just think TikTok punishes people if they do something wrong that they don't like. For example, not tagging posts with AI. However, I don't do that. I don't think. How can you see? Because Larry does this. I don't think he can even tag it by AI. And TikTok's never punished me for it. But some videos, TikTok knows it's AI. So if you don't tag it, it like automatically knows. Can't stop drinking this drink. It's so hot. Where's everyone based? Because in the UK, it's currently 30 degrees, which is 86 Fahrenheit, and it is so hot. And you might laugh as an American or wherever you're from, saying, oh, that's not even that hot. It's boiling. Look on any review from any foreigner in England, and they tell you our heat is different. Our sun is angry. Are you tagging posts as AI? Look, I've not tagged posts as AI, no. I feel I should, and I do think I'll be punished eventually. I'm not sure about stories, but this one particular example that I was talking about, they posted an AI story, which was a screenshot of the post that he made, didn't tag it as AI, and TikTok punished him. In all honesty, if you're using Rockstone to automate your marketing or using your agent to automate your marketing, I would just let them do exactly what I've outlined. If you're using the Larry skill, it's used by over 13,000 people. Use that for your agent, because otherwise, if you start trying to do too much and add in stories and straying away from the blueprint that I've set out, it's just opening doors for things to go wrong. And I don't think it can go much worse. I don't think it can add that much benefit as opposed to the amount of things that it could potentially break. For example, adding that story killed his account, which is, again, complete accident. He uses the Rockstone marketing already. So I'm going to refund his month, because even though it's not really my fault, it's a bit shitty that it's happened. So I'm going to refund his payment, but just stick to everything I lay out. It's taken me years of doing this, by the way. I haven't just stumbled upon slideshows. If you talk to Jack Fricks, you can ask him how many times I DM'd him in the past about trying to get things to work. I don't use Postbridge now, but Postbridge was working for me for a while. And I can show you what I was using Postbridge for. It's actually a football clip of that we spoke about at the start. Look at this. This is throwback. So this was all posted and created on Postbridge. And obviously, I soon realized that like some things were just getting completely punished. These would bang on Instagram, these 2x2 squares. But I would just mass generate content. Before I started making slideshows, I would go to the park or go to a local place and just mass generate these, or sit in my room, change football shirts 100 times. You can see how the lights changed because I was there so long. I had about 60 football shirts and then recorded all these points to camera, and then I just tagged a demo at the end. However, at the start, I don't know if it's on this account. I had like 8 different accounts. One of these banged on. One of these got tens of thousands of views, maybe even hundreds of thousands. Can't see. This is. I can't see. But we'll go to another one and see if we can find these videos. Oh no. See, we've been shadow banned on those accounts. 100%. Because I've searched the exact handle of the account and it can't be found in the users. This one can be. What about this one? This is Football Club 50, but again, different shirts. Up the Blues, Pompey, Barcelona, Netherlands, PSG, and we just tried and tried and tried. But look, the slides were working here a little bit. So this is when I first started discovering slides. And then I just thought this was a better idea because it looked more real, but obviously didn't work. But these slides were banging. But I just couldn't be bothered to make them. So I've always been looking for the easiest way to do something. And this was 2025, but Scouter, my original app, goes back even further. So this was my first ever app I built. Let's see if I can find this. That says Scots, that's why. This was my first ever app I built. It got 30,000 users and it just didn't make any money. It was actually costing me a fortune to make. So I've tried meme videos. I've tried comparisons. I've tried more memes. I've tried making actual like content with AI voices. This is not an accident that I'm sharing. I'm not sharing this because I've stumbled on a winning formula. I've been trying to grow apps on TikTok for so long. Like, look, I used to try it very, very hard. And this was in 2024. This was almost exactly 2 years ago. And then before this, I had a competition company where you could buy, you've probably seen them, they're everywhere now, but you could buy raffle tickets to win prizes. And I cannot explain how painful this business was. And I learned so many tricks. I learned so many secrets because I was too honest for this business to work. I did it for about 2 years. I think I started just after or just during COVID to sell these raffle tickets, and you'd buy a ticket and you'd be able to win like a PS5 or a holiday and something like this. And I'd live stream the draw. This was like 2 years ago. No, longer. That's like 5 years ago. But I would try my best to promote these raffles and nothing would work. And every single stream, I was giving away products that I was losing money on. And do you know how demotivating it is to be making a loss on a product and then doing the draw to give it away when it's in front of you? Then I learned that the biggest competition websites just didn't give the prize to anyone for the first few. So they'd be raffling off like a Rolex watch and they'd get like 10,000 in sales. And then mysteriously that same watch would then be back on like 5 months later when people have forgot about it, or 5 weeks later, and they'd just rotate the first couple of prizes and go from there. But I was too nice. I gave all my stuff away. I was legit with it and it lost me so much money. And I used to absolutely dread those live streams where I would have to sit down and draw the raffle. And you could see the time frame of when I was giving it away, the first few towards the end. And I was just like dehumanized as to why I've given it away. Like what I'm giving it away and making a loss. And I didn't even have any money at the time. That shit fucking sucked. And the worst part of it was I was doing it on my personal Facebook. So everyone I've ever known throughout the history of time was just seeing this and seeing it flop. and it really demotivated me. But then when I started making Scouter, like getting all the people on board, like you can see how many people were using the app. It was super cool. But I obviously had no design skills whatsoever. So now we're using all our learnings throughout all our mistakes, which is what everyone should do. There's no such thing as a mistake, only a lesson. And we're building up actual products with every lesson. Another lesson that I learned very sharply was that your TikToks need to be uniform. So in everything that you saw previously, they were all over the place. Everything that I showed you was just all over the place and didn't make much sense. When you click through to the profile, all the content was different. No one really understood like what the page was about. Now this is very clear. There's home design and that we post one kind of content consistently. That is super, super key to growing a TikTok account. And that's why I've actually got followers on this one, is because this account, when people click through it, they see that we post one type of content. And if they like it, they know that if they follow, they're going to see it more. But if we're posting lots of different type of content, I'm not sharing the screen. If we're posting lots of different types of content, when they come to this page, they're not going to instantly understand what this page is for. People need to instantly know what your TikTok account is for, what it's going to be used for, and then they can use it from there. So then they know. Then they know, and then they follow you. And even if they don't use your app the first time, they'll follow you and then keep seeing your content appear again and again and again, and then be able to move from there. Do we all understand? Are we all in agreement? My X notifications are going nuts. What's going on? It's about Snuggly, of course. Of course. Mo Barron has just liked a tweet. That's pretty cool. It'd be cool to get some people that I've spoken to on these streams as well, because I've met some super cool people. I want Max Blade on, or Mo Barron on. I want I nearly said someone's name then. I said someone's name that goes on an anonymous account, but I want Nevo David on, who does posters. I want all these people on to share some knowledge about what we're doing. Crazy. How's the chat going? I do keep looking at my screen because I want to keep up to date on how many people are watching on like YouTube and Kick. Because I'm not just streaming on Twitter, I'm also streaming on those platforms as well. But I don't know how you get discovered on those platforms. I need like clippers. What? I need someone like clipping the content or followers or something just so I can grow. But I'm only really big on Twitter. So one of my personal goals is to grow on other socials. And we touched on it at the start. I want to grow on X, obviously, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and just grow more of a brand around everything we're doing. And then share knowledge on that as well. But I just need to go to the loo. I'll be right back. Okay, good idea. My daughter stopped me and was like, "Daddy, I just had pizza." We've gone up 100 views for Snuggly since we last refreshed. That's pretty cool. I kind of want to go through it would be fun to get people on I don't know how quickly we could manage that. What mayhem could happen? If you want to join the stream, message. Because it's kind of tempting just to tweet the... It's kind of tempting just to tweet the stream. Do you know the like share code for people to join? I don't know if anyone's used Restream before, but you can get a share code to join, and that would be kind of fun. I'm gonna sit down. Down, down, down. Oh, this is the first time I sat down on stream, I think. Whoa. It's just way too hot. How's that looking? Does that look good? Maybe that way a bit. Let's go, chat. Look at all these cables for the phone farm. I need to charge the phones. They're actually dying. They all need charging, and then we're going to warm them up for the Snuggly account, because I think that's actually the play. As soon as Snuggly's been reviewed by Apple, which I was really, really hoping it would have been by now, then we can actually start promoting Snuggly more and automating money from that. Because I was just saying, if you join the stream, the point of the Snuggly and Liply apps are not to build them into billion-dollar apps. It's just to automate income. And we're going to do that through Rockstone, which is my real project and what I am really trying to grow. But Snuggly is just a proof of concept to show that the Rockstone marketing works and to show what you can do with it. Because right now, building the app's the easiest part of everything. It's the distribution that's the key. And if I can solve the distribution for the masses, then it's going to massively help everyone in the future. So my goal is to be able to help you. Well, that's blown right in my eye. My goal is to help you be able to market your app easily. So you don't have to worry about it, because I hate marketing. Everything I've done, all this content creation within for the apps, I think I hate it because of that competition website. Where the competition website was so degrading of having to do the live stream and give away money and literally at a loss every time, I ended up resenting having to make the content for it. But I knew that the more content I make, the more tickets we could sell. But as I said, there's no such thing as mistakes. It's just lessons. We all just got to keep learning, keep grinding. And if you're building an app, you'll be on the same journey. Things to add into your app, things you should put in your onboarding, things you shouldn't. And there's so many things. There's so many things about an onboarding that could be a stream within itself. Things to add in an onboarding, long onboardings versus short onboardings, quick walkthroughs, short walkthroughs, paywalls, what you add in your paywall, what do you do before your paywall, when someone closes the paywall. There's all sorts of different tricks you can do to squeeze out extra money from your apps. But the goal now is not very interesting for a stream, to be honest, because I just want to warm up the accounts to be suitable for Snuggly and Liply and repurpose the phone farm. If you don't know, we've got a phone farm and we've got all these devices that we're going to be promoting Rockstone, my marketing company. However, they've actually got quite a lot of, well, this one's got like 30 notifications. Oh, okay. But I don't really want to use them to market Rockstone. I think it's more fun to show why you should use Rockstone to automate your income. And as I said, this is what an AI project probably could be used for. It's just not so much a passion project, not so much something that you want to spend all your time on, but just having a service app out there, a B2C service app that once it's made can just generate monthly revenue without you having to do anything. I think that's a lot of people's goal, because imagine it did grow and it was just earning like 7-8 grand. You don't have to do anything. Larry's fully handling your marketing and you can just go on holidays. You can live your best life doing nothing on $8,000 a month just because Larry's automating your marketing for you. That'd be so good. I do think to get to the 10,000 plus a month, you've really got to try and grow specific things, get more reviews, etc. It does get to a point where the app's got to be good. You've got to have shareability built in your app. You've got to be getting good reviews, make sure people are reviewing your app, and all that is going to help you grow the app to a point. But it does get to a stage where you have to improve the app. You can't just market slop. As I said, the distribution is one thing, building an app's another, but having them in tandem is the best. However, distribution is the hardest out of those two. If you're just going to build an app and publish it live and hope it makes money, you got zero chance. And I've got a friend who is allergic to marketing, doesn't do anything for his drop shipping business. It sells some sort of chemical for artists for paint. I don't know. I don't really know it, but he doesn't do any marketing and just relies on SEO and Google Ads, which is fine up to a point. But if you really want to make money, you've got to be utilizing TikTok and Reels, because like this is just getting shown to 30,000 people without me having to do anything. This is being shown to 30,000 people without me having to do anything. This is cost 2,000. This is on 30,000.4. And at 5 o'clock, he's just about to put the next one live. So we post 2 a day. I might even try having 3 a day. Has anyone tried 3 a day? I do think that is probably the borderline of when negative things start to happen, at 3 a day. When was this? That was 2nd 18th. 2nd 18, and this is 2nd 16. I think we've just been posting 2 a day for the entirety. It's always cool to go back and see this learning loop, though. If people scroll down too much, they're going to see me. That's fine. That's completely fine. We just, once it's all ready, I'm going to keep that up because we can always refer back to this. Once Rockstone is fully built, if you know me and follow me for a while, this is actually Larry Loop, but I've just massively improved what's happening on the back end. So Larry Loop uses the Larry marketing loop of creating the content, tracking the views, tracking your revenue, and creating content that actually makes revenue, but it's massively overhauled. The research for your niche is better, the hooks research is better, and it's all feeding into different systems, and it's using different AI models that I've chosen to be optimized for its specific role. So it's no longer just using one AI model. We're using different AI models for its role and different APIs that are more optimized as well. So all the content should be better and should streamline you to being able to automate your money making. That is honestly the goal. If you can just automate your money making, that's the goal for me. I also need to grow on my, honestly, I've said this before in the last videos, but I can't grow my personal brand. I don't know. On Twitter, it's great. On Twitter, I can, but something just seems to be stuck for me at the moment with TikTok and Instagram. And I can't explain it. It just doesn't seem to work. We're up to 72 subscribers on YouTube, though. That is really cool. That's in 2 weeks. We just got to keep grinding. Keep going, boys. You should never, ever give up in anything that you do. Otherwise, you won't achieve it. If you want something, if you make a step towards that thing every single day, there is no doubt in my mind that you'll be able to make it. It's impossible. It's genuinely impossible to work towards a single goal in your life every single day and not be able to get there. It might not take a week. It might not take a month. It might not take a year. But if you truly want something, you're going to get tested along the way to see if you truly want it. And if you just make a step in that direction, you will get there. No doubt in my mind. That is facts. There is almost nothing that you've wanted throughout your life that you haven't got at some point. We've all had something that we thought, I really want that. And then you end up getting it. You could do that with anything. It just works. Just imagine it, work towards it, and go get it. And we're going to do that with Snuggly. We're going to get to thousands of views and it's going to work. This fan blowing in my face is doing my head in. But if I turn it off, I'm going to be so hot. Where can I put it? Maybe just turn it down. No, it's too hot. Too hot, too hot. You know the wind noise in your ear is driving me insane. This is what Larry Loop. Maybe I'll get the Larry Loop dashboard up. I should try and revive the content for. Maybe I use Football Clipper as well and revive those accounts. That's a shout. Because I've got Football Clipper, another service. And what it does, it turns football highlights from portrait to landscape. And obviously, when you post this on Instagram or TikTok, you get so many more views because it just increases your engagement. Those are real stats. You get 3 times more watch time, 47% higher engagement, and you get more shares when it's full screen as opposed to when it's not. The black bars do massively kill your views. And we created this, and I've shown the TikToks just now. And this is actually for sale. But I think if we use Larry to market Football Clipper, can I search? If we used Larry to market Football Clipper and got this number up even further, then we could sell Football Clipper for more money. I launched this in 2021. I've tried everything. I tell you, we just got to keep going. 555 buyers recently saw this, and I've got 8 offers. I haven't even looked at them. Maybe we look at them. How do you sign in? How do you sign in? Mark, please help. I don't know how you sign into your Trust MRR account. Somehow Restream still makes your computer so hot. I got a MacBook M5 Pro and it's so hot. Let's see something. I don't know if I want to share all of this. Nah. These are. I love the idea of Trust MRR, but all I really get is time wasters in my inbox. It's a real shame. It's a real shame. The big sign up button. I didn't see it. Am I crazy? It's logged me in now anyway. But I've had offers. Someone offered me like 100 grand. And obviously that's just a time waster. But at the time it was generating decent revenue. Because the rule is you sell on annual revenue. But you can see how well it's been doing and growing over time. But it's only really peaked at like $160 a month. But there is so much potential here. If you watch football and you've played football, you know that there is potential within having something that does this for a lot of people. Because a lot of people don't know about like TikTok, not TikTok, CapCut transforming, and even having to do that is a paid thing now. So if they're going to do that, they might as well just get Football Clipper to do it for them, uploading it, going through the work, manually doing it. Football Clipper does it all for you using ball detection models. So maybe we just promote Football Clipper a little bit more. The reason Football Clipper and my other football app, Scouter, didn't work though, is because you need to think about who your target audience is. So it's one thing identifying a target audience, and I clearly smashed it with Scouter. I had 30, I think I had 40 or 50,000 users in the end. I can check. But the issue with it was none of them had money. So obviously it's great that so many people signed up. It's fantastic people signed up, but where they were all kids or in less developed countries, they didn't have money to spend. So it was costing me an absolute fortune to run in the CDN bills for the content network, for all the videos that were being posted, the storage, then contacting scouts to get players scouted for clubs. And I was doing all that for like $600 a month, and it became almost a full-time job. So I just had to stop it. It just didn't take off. So you need to think who your target audience is, what problem you're going to solve for them, and if they've actually got money to pay for it. If your goal is to get money, obviously, if you're going to grow a social media company, that's incredibly difficult. That's what everyone wants to do because they see Facebook and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything generates so much revenue. But really, you can't just make a social media company. It all starts with popularity. And if you don't have the popularity to start, you're not going to get users to join it. Or it's going to be a massive slow burner and you need money behind you. Facebook obviously blew up because it started on a campus. Everyone in the campus was using it. And then other campuses found out in universities. And then Mark Zuckerberg made it public to the public. Before then, it was just for universities. And the word of mouth in the universities at that time, because there was no social media, was literally talking to your friends about, have you seen something on Facebook? If you're trying to start a new social media company in this day and age, you've seen obviously tons with huge backing fail. There was Be Real, that failed. Interesting concept, took off for a little bit, but then everyone stopped and got bored of it because you're just going to get eaten up by Facebook and Instagram if you start trying to make a social media company. The best things to make right now, I think right now, the best things to make are AI services keeping up to trends with whatever Claude is, whatever Anthropic release you should productize, because everyone is about 6 months behind where you are in Twitter. Twitter's a huge bubble. And if you create something that Anthropic release, such as their design system that they released a couple of weeks ago, or when OpenClaw came out, people just made that a product and had it self-hosted the VPSs for you. That's actually a play, but it's only a short-term play, because then people will catch up, realize they can just do it on Claude Code. So any service like Snuggly and Liply is actually becoming quite difficult because people realize they can just upload their photos to ChatGPT, get the exact same output. But the thing with a lot of people is they're not very good at prompting. So they're not getting the outcomes that they perhaps want. So when they take a picture of a room, for example, ChatGPT still adds windows in places it can't, adds doors in places it can't, changes the lighting, changes things that aren't easily fixed, such as door placement, adding windows. It adds windows without context of what's behind each wall. So it could just be a window into another room and it doesn't know. So things like Snuggly work well because it locks down those prompts for you, but then convincing people about that is difficult. However, the target audience is boomers. So they're not the ones using ChatGPT. If you're selling to teenagers or people in their 20s, they know and use ChatGPT every day. So they know the capabilities of it. It makes it very difficult to optimize your app to sell to them, because they'll just think they can do it themselves. And they won't have necessarily, especially teenagers, won't necessarily have the money to gamble on trying your app unless it's really going to help them. But they're not up to date with things that Claude are releasing. They're not up to date with things that Anthropic are releasing. So if you can just get in there early enough before they realize that their current subscriptions can do that as well, then it's fine. And then obviously anything that enables people is a win as well. If you're enabling anyone to grow something, that's a win because everyone wants to grow. Oh, we're getting viewers in on YouTube. Let's go. I've actually kind of run out of stuff to talk about. I need chat to intervene. Ask me some questions. I had a whole plan of things that I wanted to stream about today, and none of them went to plan, unfortunately. I wanted Snuggly to be live. I wanted Lipley to be live. I wanted to track some revenue. But now I think I'm just going to pivot to making the phone farm. The phone farm needs to start posting Snuggly content. And then we need to start making content from... We need to start growing that. I just muted the mic. I hope that literally was just muted. And it hasn't been muted for ages. That would suck. I'm sure someone would say. We've got about 250 people watching. So someone would say if the mic was muted. I'm seeing these pirate profile pictures everywhere on Twitter now because of that ship or die. That's such a good marketing idea. The other good marketing idea that I've seen was, I don't know if you all remember the App Mafia. This is probably really niche unless you've been on Twitter for a while. The App Mafia, that it was like 4 app founders who all made successful apps. And they created App Mafia and no one knew what it was. But everyone, they invited all these affiliates in using the 10,000. They used the Twitter for Business subscription to get the affiliate badge. And then they just started inviting loads of big accounts. So all these big accounts then had their badge appearing on their profile. And I thought that was a really clever idea. I don't know why. I'll be quiet, Jordan. There is no way it's been off. No way. Someone would have said, I'm sure of it. Someone would have said, we're standing back up. We're bringing the energy back. Sitting down and streaming is not the play. You lose all your energy. Especially in this heat. Honestly, the UK heat is different. Our sun is angry and our houses are built to retain all the heat. So I have a fan pointed at me, at my face, to try and be able to survive this 2 hours in this room. Because with the computers, we got Larry, the computer. We got Raspberry Pis all over the place. We got about 12 phones, all running, all hot, in a tiny little room. It's hot. We heard you before. Thank God. Shout out to Jordan for moving to YouTube as well. I say this all the time. I really, really, really want Twitter to start promoting streams more. Obviously, I just think it would be more interesting to be able to have streams on Twitter and you'll get some interesting opinions. Because at the moment, not many people... Actually, I don't know anyone else apart from me and Max Blade who stream on Twitter. But you do get the little live on X shout out. But that only goes to like your followers. And lastly, I don't think you can scroll Twitter whilst watching a stream, which is why everyone's on Twitter. Twitter is like a cigarette for your brain. Someone tweeted that the other day. It actually really made me laugh. It's like a cigarette for your brain. You just open up Twitter, reset, and go again. I'm awful for it. Twitter is the one social media that I can't stop scrolling. I don't use TikTok. I use Reels, actually. I use Reels quite a lot. I love Reels. In-home sauna is a nice part. It's not. I'm telling you, it sounds great, but it's not. It's great if I wanted a sauna and I could just leave the sauna and go to a different room. That would be cool. or have a pool or something. But if you leave the sauna into a hotter room, it's hot. You can. It sucks though. That's why I just came to YouTube. Yeah, exactly. And the quality doesn't seem to be very good. The stream quality on Twitter doesn't seem to be very good, but I heard they're optimizing for it. I really hope they do. I really hope they do optimize for it because that would make a huge difference. I'm also live on Kick as well. I've done the last 2 streams live on Kick, and I'm just interested. I'm interested to see how you grow on that because huge streamers stream on Kick, and it's the same as Twitch. But I don't understand how you get discovered on those platforms without already having a following. So without like clippers clipping your stream and then re-uploading them to TikTok, etc. I don't know how you get discovered. And I need clippers, to be honest. I use the Restream clipping service and it's really poor. It's not great. I try and re-upload to keep... I try and re-upload things. Sorry, I had to shut the door. I try and re-upload whatever I'm streamed to get content, but as a clip, but it just doesn't take off. I don't know if my content's very clippable. I need to think. We need to all come up with a plan of what we can actually stream and do, because I do a lot of interesting things, but sitting here and chatting, I don't know if it is interesting to you. It works for a lot of people, but I just want to dump my knowledge and help you grow. However, right now, I'm boiling hot in a bedroom. Not in a bedroom, I'm in the office room, but I'm boiling hot. The sun is shining through the window and I'm just complaining. So I don't know how exciting this is to watch. A lot of you are here. Shout out everyone here. We're up to 220 viewers. We've got 215 on Twitter, which is cool. Honestly, what I want to do, I think tomorrow's stream, I've got some stuff I need to do in the morning. Next Monday, I have a super exciting meeting in London, but I'm not going to be able to stream it. I don't even know how to do it in real life stream, but it would be cool to show more of like what I do. Maybe I show more of what I do with the Rockstone stuff, because we work with a lot of cool clients for Rockstone already, but where it's like enterprise clients doing cool things, it's difficult to do. It's difficult to stream it because we're doing meetings, we're talking about their content, how we can help them grow. But then, do they want those meetings published? No. Do they want to know when they're launching a product and they're going to market it, do they want other people to know what that product is? No. So it's very, very difficult on what to do. I definitely can't live stream what's happening on Monday, but I will certainly post a photo. US viewers are finally awake and tuning in. This is what I mean. I think I stream way too early still. I think I stream way too early. I need to stream much later when all the US viewers are online. But you're right. I don't think there's much discoverability on any platform. X is likely the best, only because I have the existing following. Loads of people like hearing me waffle on X. I just think without clippers, you're not going to grow. And whoever thought of clipping in the first place is a genius. I remember when Andrew Tate first went viral, he was literally everywhere because he had an army of people clipping all the content that he's ever recorded and every word he's ever said. And it was every single reel, every single TikTok, every single tweet. It was nuts. That's actually crazy if you think about it. And they've made sure that no one has that power ever again. No one will be able to do that. I think the most recent that I can remember is Gymskin. And that sort of died down quite quickly as well. They don't want anyone to be at the top of the platform for too long. Follow that tune, Si. I can't stop saying wahey as well because he says it. Wahey, wahey. Once you say it, that's it. We're finished. I don't even know if the US viewers know who Gymskin is. What I need to do, actually, what I need to do is find out what all of you are interested in. I want everyone to actually put, outside of apps, what do you do? Because this is what I'm trying to, like, you have to expand your niche. We can't just sit here and talk about apps for hours and hours every single day. Rockstar, Jordan, I'm already on it. We're already on it, because the thing with me is I will build stuff and I'm so proactive, and I normally build stuff that I think is needed. I've not found a good clipping system. I've only used one, to be honest, because I've only been streaming properly for a week. But it was Restream's own thing, and I spent £40 for 100 clips, and you get 5 clips from your stream, and it's terrible. They're awful. I've reposted them, and they post via the API, which I say all the time goes against everything that I do and say, that when you post via the API, you're not going to get any views, and it posts directly via the API. So this time I'm going to download it, but on YouTube, it's killed my views. It's killed the views for the videos after that as well. So I'm furious with how it's killed the views on the shorts. It didn't get any views on TikTok or Instagram. And the actual video itself wasn't that good. The only thing that I like that it did was it combined the screen share and my face. But I think it should do that anyway. Like on the portrait chat, I think it does that. Currently Googling them. Yeah, clipping services. You need to post to drafts first. So Restream is posting direct, and it posts directly via the API, not to drafts. And if you post via API to YouTube, it kills it. Honestly, I've tried this so many times and it kills it. I don't really know why YouTube offer a posting via API option, because it just kills your reach, especially for shorts, and you can't post as a draft. So I don't know why they even do that as an option. Why they have a public API for uploading, if that's the case. TikTok, the same. Why would they? What's the difference of having the draft and the API? I guess the only thing I can think of there is posting via the draft proves that you have a real device and a real account. Whereas if you post directly to the API, it could just be to any account anywhere. So I get why they favor you posting from a draft. And then, of course, you can add the music. Instagram as well. Posting carousels, you can't add music when posting a carousel. So with Instagram, with carousels, if you don't add sound, it gets posted as a post to only your followers. But if you add the sound, it also gets shown in the Reels tab. So then obviously you get much more engagement. TikTok doesn't allow you to post as a draft, or last time I checked, they didn't allow you to post as a draft to then add the music. So you end up just posting these carousels that are only going to get shown to your followers. And if you've got a new account, they're going to get nothing. Yeah, posting to drafts is the play. That's everything I base on. Everything that I do to get all these views fully automated by Larry is posted to drafts. And now we're at a point where Larry is posting the actual go live button on a device. So I don't have to do anything. Basically getting all the joys of using the API without having to do anything. So we're posting via a draft, and then Larry is opening TikTok on a device and pressing the go live button, adding the sound, and then pressing go live. So then it still allows us to get tens of thousands of views for Snugly. And now we're just going to scale this. So the whole point is just scaling this to the moon now. Yeah, direct is very bad. The messages are so delayed. My chats were to convos from like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I can't help that. This is like, I paid for Restream, but luckily I only paid for a month, because I'm starting to get annoyed with how it's doing stuff. The chat does seem delayed, but I can't have chats from YouTube, Twitter, and Kick open and try and keep track of them. But I can see, obviously I can see how it's annoying. Maybe our APIs for companies posting ad stuff. Yeah, but ads have different APIs. So if you post an ad to TikTok, it's got a different API than the one that you get approved for posting content. And don't even get me started on the analytics. It's cool Frederick's in the chat though. Frederick James has just quit his job and he's going full time. And I did the same 1 month ago. And honestly, Frederick, it's a play. I wish you all the best. If you need any help, I said I'll be in London. I've seen you've replied to that tweet, but I'm not there. I'm in London on Monday on a secret mission, but I will be there. We should meet up and hopefully we can discuss and I can share knowledge of how you can build, what you can do and grow. Because I was working my job. I can't help but feel I've done it at a perfect time. I've had so much more time spent with my daughter, so much more time with my family. It's been lovely weather. And now I can stream in the day. I've always wanted to stream, but I never had the time because I would work 9 till 5. And then from 5 till 12 at night, I would be working for my own companies, for Snuggly, for whatever project that I've been doing. Larry Brain, Larry Loop, now obviously Rockstone. I never had time to stream. So now it's great. Working for yourself is unbelievably good. And I want to help you. I can tell all the Americans come online because I get so much more engagement on Twitter in the afternoons. I've had so many Spanish people follow me, and I can only say that's because of the new translation, automatic translation when you're scrolling, that you can see tweets in other language, but they're automatically in English. That guy who got reposted by Levels, Peter Levels, is now his pinned tweet. It's like hitting the lottery. Someone with 880,000 followers retweeted an account with 20,000 followers, and now he's on 58,000 followers. He's gained over 30,000. That's crazy. His next X payout is going to be exponential compared to what it was. That is super cool. That just shows if you just post good content, people will come. And that's why I say you should never give up. Like, I've started a new YouTube channel, new TikTok, new Instagram, and you just got to keep posting. Because look, honestly, I've shown this before. I've shown this during this stream. There's so many new people here now. I want to show you all how annoying this is. And it sort of relates to what I was saying. So there's so many tricks to TikTok. But this, like, I've got 34 followers. It's a brand new account. I don't scroll it, so I haven't warmed it up. So that's one thing that I've done wrong. And luckily, I've got out of 200 views now. I'm in 700 views now. So it is just about keep making content, because this content has been blowing up on Twitter. It's been blowing up on YouTube, but it's not blowing up here. And then it gets worse. I'm paying for Instagram Premium. And look at the views on this. This is actually a joke. 51 views, 124 views, 43 views, 57. And I do genuinely think I've maxed out Instagram. So when you sign into Instagram, you can sign in using a Facebook profile. And this is like the 13th account that I've made on that profile. And I knew it was wrong, but I've paid for the premium to verify my account. And I regret doing it massively. So it's a premium account. I've paid to be verified, but it's obviously not increased any of my views. And this same content is growing and getting thousands of views on shorts. But obviously I've used like, there's titles and thumbnails. There's different discoverability for each. But it feels like I'm being punished. And I should have just repurposed my old accounts because I had a lot of followers. I regret not doing it. I don't know why I didn't. Silly. Oh, I didn't want to stop that. Let's quickly start that again. And just switch scene. Then it's always available. Streaming is difficult though. Like streaming is one way to start growing, but it's just very, very difficult. Like especially when something doesn't go to plan, you're live. So right now, I wanted Snuggly to be available, and where it's not live, it's completely throwing the plan out the window. So I'm starting to see the amount of effort that goes into different streams, and I couldn't imagine anything worse than like being popular and then doing an in real life stream like that. Let's go back to talking about Jim Skin. He gets mobbed now. When he first started, no one really knew who he was, and it's also that case when no one knows who you are. You're just the guy walking around with a phone and a dream, streaming to yourself, hoping people join. So shout out to anyone that's trying to grow that. But yeah, I think clipping's the way. I'm just getting no views on the clips. But as I said, we keep trying. We keep going. Every single day you make a step towards your goal. And then it's every single day, if you make a step towards your goal, it's impossible that you don't achieve what you want. Simple. Simple as that. And our goal for tomorrow is that hopefully Apple have reviewed the changes we made the last 2 days. So if you don't know, the last 2 streams, we changed Liply, my lip filler app, to massively simplify the onboarding and the user experience. That update is in review, and that update has just lowered the steps in the walkthrough, but also streamlined the actual performance of the app. So the generations are better quality, they're faster, and we've added some shareability and asking for reviews. Because Liply has way less views on TikTok, but it's getting so many more customers. So new customers for Snuggly, where the CTAs are so bad in the TikToks at the moment, we're not getting any new customers, and we're not getting many active subscriptions. In the past, Snuggly was flying, by the way. In the past, Snuggly was literally automating me hundreds of dollars a month without me having to do anything. Larry owned Snuggly and was automating me money. Where we've stopped it, all the subscriptions have churned. So we need to fix the churn, which is part of what we did in the last 2 days. But we've also realized that something is good with Liply. This is being talked about to get to this stage because it's not getting that many views. It's not getting that many views. And we've just started to change the content and it's worked. So that's probably explains this little spike. That was yesterday. We got 15 new customers just yesterday because of that content. So I'm starting to lean towards this being the play. Look, we got a new subscription 1 day ago, yesterday, for $4.19. We're getting quite a lot of new subs. When there's not many renewals though. When the content is churning, Liply actually is doing well. We just need to find winning content for Liply, and then it is actually going to go to the moon. And as I said, the point of these apps are not to be $10,000 million apps that are just exit and sell. They're to automate income. They're to be additions to Rockstone. The main goal, the main product is Rockstone. And these are just little additions that are going to earn extra money on the side from people subscribing to the app. We then have other apps we can revive, like Football Clipper. But I have said in this stream, like if you want to buy Football Clipper, it's on Trust MRR because it's got huge potential, but no one's really using it. No one's really using it. But my goal is to help you scale your business with automated marketing. And it's to use Rockstone to do exactly what I do and automate all my marketing for my apps. This TikTok, I give this advice a lot, so listen up. This TikTok account is a prime example of what not to do. Really, there's too much going on. It's not uniform enough. Having something like this would be much more uniform. So when people click through, if all these were different girls constantly and going through and recreating this 50,000 view video of trying different lip filler amounts, it would be much better. But where we've tried such different content and switched about a lot, this one actually got 30,000 views. But where we've switched about a lot, it negatively goes against you when someone goes to your profile. And I didn't really like the direction Larry tried here of my Tinder match said my lips look tiny. I don't like it. It was obviously a good hook, but I don't want that to be the marketing messaging of the product. However, Snugly we've nailed. Snugly is now waiting for this App Store review to come in so we can get the money back up to where it was. And that's what I wanted to do today. When Snugly was pumping, when Snugly was pumping, we were making money. And then I stopped because Larry got so popular. I focused on everything for Larry. And I had a new job. And now I don't work there anymore. So now I've got all this time to be able to go in, pump all the money back up, get the money machines working, and then focus on helping you do the same. That's the goal. I want to help you make money. That's the entire goal of everything that I do. And I'm going to do that by automating your marketing because I hate marketing and that means you hate marketing. No one likes marketing. No one likes marketing. It's fun to think of ideas, but actually creating them is boring. And if you're an app developer, you know you feel the same because you just want to spend time making your app, improving your features, not spending time in Canva thinking of hooks, thinking of stories, and having to make 2 posts per day to do that. That is so much work. And that's exactly why I automated it all in the first place. And that's why we originally went viral, because no one wants to spend all that time as a solo founder in Canva, finding images, thinking of hooks, etc. No one. It's not a thing. I also want to share this. This is more advice. I'm just going to start giving out advice to all of you. Get that up there. Don't do this. Do not put your MRR on your phone screen. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. If anyone steals your phone and sees your MRR on your phone screen, they're coming for you. If this number says $10,000, they know they've stolen the right phone. If they even Google what MRR is, they're just going to see the $sign and then see this and then know you've got loads of money. You will be held. I tweeted, imagine having this in London. You will be held at knife point and people asking for your authenticator app. People will steal your phone and then come running back for you to actually unlock it in front of them. They're not going to ask you where your MRR came from. This is just like vanity. No one who picks up your phone will need to see your MRR. Don't do this. You're begging to get your phone stolen, and this is just money signs to anyone who's picked up your phone, sees it across the bar or whatever. If you just check your phone and they see a huge number here, it's not going to end well. You don't need it. You don't need it. You're going to get robbed. Robbed. Depends where in the world you live as well. Like if you're in a country that doesn't, like, the average income is not very high, if they see thousands of dollars a month, monthly revenue, you're gone, mate. You're finished. I'm just clicking about now. Let's go back to full screen. Direct is very bad though. I'm reading that backwards. I don't know if I start my stream at the right time still. We got so many viewers, but every time I stream, it takes about 2 hours for the stream to warm up. I think you get rewarded for all streams over. You get rewarded for all streams over a certain amount. The longer you stream on Twitter, the more people see it. And I can't help but feel that it's kind of the same on other platforms. They don't want you just to stream for like a couple of hours. I normally stream for 2, but I want to just see how long we can go, because this is more of a waffle stream. We're not actually doing anything. I am literally just chatting. So whatever you want to chat about, hop in the chat and let's talk. I've just been dropping advice throughout. It's a lot harder to do a just chatting stream. Ooh, it's a lot harder to just do a just chatting stream than it is to actually do something. I think it's the time of day. Yeah, I think it is the time of day. I think if I start streaming, probably I'm 2 hours into the stream now. If we started streaming an hour ago, it would work much better. But also, having something to talk about helps. But being unemployed is great. I'm not unemployed, obviously. I've got my own business. Rockstone is my own business. I'm helping companies automate their marketing, and I'm soon going to help you all automate your marketing. However, being able to do your own thing as and when has been game changing. I'm going to do my utmost best to never go back to being employed. I have to work much harder, much harder. There's a million things that you have to do, but I get to spend more time with my family and enjoy the nice weather, work from anywhere, don't have to be anywhere that I don't want to be. It's fantastic. I can't wait to share more about this meeting in London on Monday as well. I'm actually gagging to talk about it. Gagging. I don't think Americans say that. I think Americans use gagging very differently to how I've just used it. But I'm really excited to talk about what we're doing on Monday and who we're going to see. It's helping an monumentally big company with some ideas. Monumentally. Over $1 billion company based in London. Huge. It's gonna be huge. They are the best company in the history of all companies. I know big companies, I know the best companies, but these are the best. We have to. I want to talk about it. But I'm not going to be streaming on Monday, obviously, because of it. I hate it when people do that as well. I don't know why I'm talking about it. I used to really, really hate when your favorite YouTuber would say that. Oh, I'm working on something cool, but I can't talk about it. Bruv, just talk about it when you can. Listen to me. Just talk about it when you can. I also want to talk about the football, but I don't know if anyone's actually interested. Checking my mic's not muted. Who is going to be watching the Arsenal final and who are you supporting? PSG or Arsenal? Obviously, we want Arsenal to win. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not be silly. Not very tech stream. As I said, this is just chatting. If you're just joining the stream, nothing's gone to plan. Snuggly is still in review. Lipley's still in review. So all the changes we've made in the last 2 days aren't there. We can't scale up the marketing because the accounts aren't ready. I've warmed the phone farm into the wrong niche, so it's not ready. Hello.
Make a card for you.
You made a card for me. Thank you.
I'm not writing your name in there.
You didn't write my name in it. That's okay. Could you go give that to Mummy? Let Daddy carry on?
I'm Kato.
No, you go. Here you go. Interruptions. Now I've completely forgot where I was. I know, but you can request an expedited review, but you get you don't get punished, but I think you only get like 1 or 2 or 1 a year or something like that. And I feel like I want to use it for when I actually need it. But to be fair, Snuggly's in a broken state. Someone did message me saying Snuggly's broken. So Perhaps it's needed. Perhaps it's needed. But it also gets to a stage where you don't want to cancel it because you've come so far. It's like queuing for a ride at a theme park. You're 2 hours from the front, but you're already an hour and a half in. So you're halfway there. You might as well just wait. Oh, you've done a handful. Maybe I do that then. Maybe I do an expedited review. They say just don't abuse it, but there's no hard limit. Maybe I do that. Because the worst thing I can think of happening right now is to see the in review notification come up on my phone and then the declined notification and say there's problems. And then I've got to go fix problems. But we've not actually changed much. We've just optimized onboarding and we tested it all. We tested everything that we changed. Probably not as much as we perhaps could have. I was a bit distracted because it was like the first proper stream. But it should be fine. If it gets declined, we'll just do another. That'll be tomorrow's stream. We'd be fixing the problems and optimizing it further and then doing proper tests. Really, what would be cool is if we got an automated testing bot. The trouble with App Store review is because it's still manual and an actual person does the App Store reviews, you can't really automate the testing, but you can look for things that will likely get flagged. So automated testing software probably does exist and we should run it through it, but we could probably make one for Larry to just do it for us. I get this question a lot. Larry is my OpenClaw agent, by the way. He's the agent that basically is my right-hand man in everything that I do. Everything business-wise that we do, Larry is at the core of it. I don't really use Codex on desktop. I started using it for the stream just so I could show what we're doing and the thought process. But the marketing, literally almost anything, everything else is all me and Larry. Oh, we gained a few followers on Instagram. Shout out to whoever went on the Instagram and followed. What a legend. If you could do the same for my TikTok, that'd be great, because then we can stream on TikTok. Streaming on TikTok would be huge. It'd be huge. You need 50 followers. I can't believe that's even that difficult to get. I don't know why. My TikTok and Instagram aren't blowing up. It's the first time it's happened to me. It's my first time. I'm nervous. But I don't know what to say. It should be better. There's 250 people in here now. Now, this happens every time I stream on Twitter. It takes about 2 hours for everyone to join. So I think it is more that it just takes time for people to join, but it could be the time of day. But it's super, super cool that I can just go live and talk to 250 people. Shout out to everyone active in the chat, especially Jordan. Jordan and Frederick, absolute legends. We need more active people in the chat. I want to do research in how to grow on Kick, but I think it is just clipping. The more I clip, the more we do, the more we clip, the more we get seen, the better it's going to be for everyone involved, because the more people we can help and the more information Larry's going to have to help everyone automate their marketing, and we won't have to do it ever again. But it would be so much easier to live stream and like play games or something. The people back in the day when people used to live stream their games, it's so easy to talk about. I've done that. But I had zero following at the time. So I was one of the people streaming to absolutely nobody. And then it is really hard to keep your energy up. When you're talking about nothing, streaming to no one, it's super difficult to keep it going. Luckily, the game was there to talk around over it. Why Kick over Twitch? To be honest, Jordan, I didn't know people use Kick anymore. I didn't know people use Twitch anymore. I thought everyone moved to Kick. And I worked at Unity in the gaming space, talking exclusively about games and upcoming games for years. And it's silly to think that Twitch died. It's just everyone that I've heard about was on Kick. But honestly, I've got 2 more platforms that I can stream on with Restream. So tomorrow, I think we're going to be live on Twitch too. Barring some miracle, hopefully TikTok. We just need 17 more followers on TikTok. Oh, we need 16. We need 16 followers on TikTok, and then we can stream on TikTok as well. That's a short-term goal. When I get off this, I'm going to finish the Rockstone service. Oh my God, we could actually just sit and do that for a bit. Why don't we do that? We could do the Rockstone service, and then barring some miracle, tonight I'm just going to pump content out on TikTok and try and get some followers. Because what I don't do, which I should do more, is interact with more videos. Oh, I tell you what would actually be good. What's the account? That's a great question. I don't want that. Where's this? Where is this? Edit. Display name. So I don't want to show this. What we want is to edit this. And have why can't I type? My computer is so hot. What is going on? Bosh. Oh no, that's not what I want. Whee! There we go. Now we just need to add that to this one. I think what we do is we quickly go through Rockstone and fix a couple of bugs. There shouldn't be many bugs though. Saying that, I don't think I want to do Rockstone on stream. I don't know. I don't think I want to do this on stream. Do I? Don't I? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? It would help. But don't. So I've just seen a problem anyway. Let's do it. I've got a problem and I've got an infinite load. So we need to find out what this is. I'm going to sit down. We're coming. Oh, there's some content. So this is the Snuggly content that we generated earlier. Let's talk about secret projects and then not share them on stream. No. Okay, so Rockstone. Rockstone is my business, and we've got a very important meeting next Monday. But this isn't fully working, clearly. And I don't know why, because it was. So what I've done to get to this stage is before this stream, I completely wiped the account and reset it to 0. But I have a feeling it's the way I've reset it has broken it. So what we're going to do is get Larry to check. We're going to get Larry to check because this is going to be the automated posting. So all of this is going to be your schedule. It says when it's going to get posted. So this is one a day at 10 a.m. And you have the option to post now, and it shows you if it's going to be posted as a draft or with and without music. Now I'm going to remove the option to post it as live because I don't want anyone posting as live, and anyone that asks for it, it will be a great opportunity for me to be able to educate them on why. And then there's no music as well. I like posting with no music just because you can post it yourself, and you're much better at knowing how the music sounds with the post. Because obviously music has a huge influence on TikTok. And if we go back to Snuggly. Oh no, I'll get copyright strike if I do the music, won't I? But you want the music to fit the feel of the page. Larry's checking Rockstone. He's debugging this now. Jordan, you're a legend for following the TikTok. Shout out you. Oh, look. Bloody hell, bloody. We need to add this. Oh, bloody, bloody. Let's put the chat. Brother. Why is all of this so difficult? See, when you do it on OBS, is it OBS or is that a disease? One makes you shit a lot and one is a streaming platform. On I think it's OBS. You can just drag and drop stuff. Can I just do that here? Oh. Huh. Should have just tried. I think make the chat longer. No. I want to make it smaller, really. Maybe we put it there. Right. So now we have this and we need to fix this. So let's also tell Larry. The thing is, a lot of it's database related. So I can't obviously share the database because there's like 15,000 people already in the database. Because I've migrated the Larry users across. Like the people using Larry Loop and Larry Brain have been migrated across. Because this is now the home of those products. It's pain. This is all pain. Spain, pain, chain, crane. My ADHD-ness is coming out. I'm really running out of things to talk about. This is probably the real me now. This is the real me. I can only script and have talking points for so long into the stream. And we normally stop it at 2 hours. We're at 2 hours and 20 minutes. And now we're either going to waffle and it's going to get super good, or it's going to go to absolute shit. I've drunk almost 3 liters of water during this stream because it's so hot. I'm cooking. Not in a good way. Not in the product way. I'm literally fucking baking. Unfiltered and unedited, live and direct. Yes, Jordan, Larry Loop and Brain have merged into Rockstone. So this is actually Larry Loop. Pretty much. Rockstone is Larry Loop, but we're just making it so much better. So I've handpicked different AI models for different things. So instead of everything just running on one agent and API, I've chosen what each one was actually good for. And then, no, I've not chosen what one was good for. I'm using different AI models for different things. So, for example, using ChatGPT for some things, using Anthropic for some things, using different image generation, using different research, just to collate it all into one place so the learning loop is better. And then we've massively overhauled the analytics because they had so much problems. And I love Nevo to death, but some of the problems were related to posters, but I've built a workaround for that. And of course, it still uses posters on the back end. We also have Larry Brain. So you can actually start automating your content now if you use Larry the skill. Obviously, so many people use the Larry skill. That's what we got the 7 million views on. If you have an agent, Hermes or OpenClaw, and you're not using Larry, then you're actually crazy. You're actually crazy. If you're still manually creating TikTok accounts, you're crazy. Why has it got so much hotter? It's got hotter because I've sat down and the window is there and it's beaming onto my legs and ass whilst I'm in the chair. So now we're just cooking from the bottom. I feel much more comfortable now. Now we've figured out something to do, and I'm not just chatting. I'm just chatting about rubbish, but we've got to be comfortable in being ourselves on stream. It does make it better, live and direct. Do it for the clips. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yo, live and direct. What song is that? Oh, do you know what, actually? Are you allowed to put music? You're not allowed to put music on YouTube, are you? I don't know the rules of all these platforms. I'm probably going to get banned from one of them by accident. We got to find out. I'm using Larry, but we haven't cracked virality yet. Work in progress. Jordan, what's your TikTok? Let's go look. I'll give you some suggestions. Are you using Larry for your Hermes or OpenClaw agent, or are you using Larry Loop? Let's get you some suggestions. Larry says he's fixed this. There we go. We got some content, but that looks bad. So this is what it's generated for Snuggly by default. So what this does, it creates default content, and you can see how it's all different. So Larry will then check to see which one it works, and he'll run this for a couple of weeks to see which content makes the most and then double down on it. So here you can see we've got one hook, but the images are a bit too similar, and I don't like that it's added people. When you create content, you get an option what to add and what not to add, and I highly suggest in removing people, because having people makes it immediately identifiable as AI. I can't see this. This is cool. That looks sick. Oh my God, that's actually good. I can't blow this up. Right, let's improve the product then. Let's actually do what we sat down to do when we started today. The loading is taking ages. Let's not focus on that because it's locally hosted. The sign account thing is ugly. I think the whole dashboard needs to look better. Date minder. Right, let's look. It might not be bad. Like, it does definitely depend. But look, you can see how date minder, events and birthdays. So the people, I'm using Larry and you're using OpenClaw. This is weird. Where did you make this one with the container around the text? That doesn't look like Larry. This looks more like Larry. The ones with the text at the top. And this font. This is good. My husband forgot my birthday. I would go, if I was to do this, I would perhaps copy this and have the text messages between two people. Because when you see text messages, it makes me stop scrolling to see what it's about, or have like, a facial. Like a sad person facial expression as the first hook slide and then go into texts. Go into the texts and perhaps do it that way. So it looks like a text conversation, like, I can't believe you forgot your birthday. I'm going to have a think on this. There's definitely ways to crack this, to think of things that you forget. But you need to evoke that emotion of when you forget. So you need to think who you're targeting. So here you're saying it all from the person. This is from your point of view, but the rest of this is from the point of view of the person that it got forgotten of. You need to invoke that emotion of the panic you feel when you forget something, because we've all been there. I've been there. I don't remember a single date. I know my daughter's birthday and that's it. I don't even barely know my own. I gave her a stern talking to. Yeah. That one didn't use Larry. I don't know why my claw didn't. Yeah, I can tell. This one definitely didn't use Larry, and then it's copied it. So it needs to use new images for a start. Having the duplicate images is an instant turn off, and TikTok recognizes it straight away. That's why this one's got half the views of this one, because it's the exact same image. It knows. I think you also need a new profile picture. Maybe not make it the app icon if that's the app icon. That app icon is also too similar to the default Apple Calendar app. What I would do is try and invoke the panic. Definitely use ChatGPT. GPT Image 2 is very good at chat messages. So I would use chat messages for sure. Boy, do I have an app for you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Where were we? Where's Voxzone? Larry says he's fixed this. Done and live. Good boy. Good boy. Right. We can now blow these up. Oh, fantastic. You idiot. Larry, you idiot. Idiot. Okay, they don't go full. They're obviously capped within the container they're in, the upcoming this week. Oh, but you can see, like, you can press post live, and this will send it straight to your drafts. I don't think I want this to say post now. It should say like send to drafts. These are all very minor things, but the rest of it's working, and it's working well. The people we can't complain about, but even when I blow this up to what it is, this person looks so much more realistic than like this person. I don't think like these aren't human reactions. If I forgot my missus' birthday, I wouldn't sit with my hand in my head looking at the stove. She'd be sad. She wouldn't be fingers crossed. She'd be furious. And she wouldn't be talking to you. She wouldn't even be in your vicinity if you forgot your wife's anniversary. Okay, don't go full screen. They are capped within the limits of the container. I don't like where this is different. It just sort of, this looks sort of AI. It needs to, he's copied the Larry Loop dashboard too much. He's copied the Larry Loop dashboard too much. He's obviously used more Rockstone theming, but it doesn't look great. This looks terrible. AI is, it's great, but some things it just does wrong. No, don't delete posts. Don't delete the bad posts. Just leave them. Deleting posts really goes against you for some reason. I don't know why. But I leave all my old content. It really goes against you, and I don't know why. Oh, my leg. 268 viewers now. Well, that pushes us over 270. Let's go. I'm getting really hungry though. I can't lie. I don't want to be one of those guys that eat on stream as well. So with this, I don't like how it's also containerized. I want it not containerized. And these look fine, but they need to look more like posts. Because having the do they though? Because this is over the top. I feel the description should be down here. This should be much smaller, like a post. So this should be down here next to the download button, and then this message should be clearer. Because I haven't connected my TikTok account yet, so it's complaining. See what I mean? It just doesn't look uniform. It looks rubbish. It looks like AI made it, which it did. But we don't. You can make AI things and have it so it doesn't look like AI made it. And that's how you fix the positioning of the camera. Bosh. Good thing the whole desk moves. I feel like Larry's got slower as well. GPT-5 feels slower. Does anyone else think that? GPT 5.5 feels slower. It's so weird. You'd think it would be helpful. Can't lie, brother. I forgot what we were talking about. I'm like Dory the fish. Can't fucking remember. What would be sick is if the chat was like bang active. You know those streamers where the chat is just like crazy? That would be fun. Because then there's always something to talk about. This is not like high-paced, exciting stuff. You're seeing the process. The trouble with this stream is you're seeing the process, not the outcome. And everyone loves the outcome. The outcome is what people want to watch and what people want to see. But no one cares about the process. It's different. This is basically what you're seeing now is my life all day, every day, 24/7. Sometimes I might take the laptop somewhere that isn't the temperature of the fucking sun. But apart from that, we're sweet. Larry is making the changes. He's on it. He might have already made some. Right. So the dashboard looks better already. It's still like one thing after another, though. It's not like a dash. How to explain this? It's not like a dashboard, is it? It looks like a web page. These don't need to be here. Oh, that's a button. No, get rid of those. So what I'm going to ask Larry to do now is get rid of this, move this down here. And then I think we also do we let people post directly to live? Do we post directly to live? Because I know it's bad, but obviously people will want to do it. But do we let people do what they want, or do we make them do what's right? I think I'm just going to force them to have to post it as a draft, because posting it directly to live is just going to kill their reach. Don't come to Chicago. It's brutal here right now. What's the temperature in Chicago? In Chicago temp. Brother, what? You taking the piss? Even I don't think that's hot. That could not be milder. That's room temperature. You're taking the piss. Right. I think this should also be at the top. If this was all in this row, this looks better. So this, and then like all up here. And then it goes straight to... We want to align those ones left and snugly, and have the generate button still aligned right. That will free up this space. So what I want this to do is when these are pressed, it's going to show you like similar to revenue cap. So I want it to be like this. So it shows you for what's pressed, and then all projects, and then obviously like the ones we're doing. See what I mean? That's what I want this to look like. Yeah, it's about 90 here in the UK, but we don't have air conditioning. So we're just cooking. My house is much hotter than 30 degrees right now. I can tell you that. I reckon we must be about 35, 36 in this room. Because we got Larry, we got so much compute running right now, and my laptop has become a heater as well. So I'm just heating up the whole house currently. But it's cool. It's cool. I call this working. We're still working. We're grinding. We out here. We got 270 people watching on Twitter. We're cooking. We are cooking physically and metaphorically. We're cooking. We're going to make it, boys. We're getting out of the Matrix. We're leaving the Matrix. We're escaping. I'm getting starving though. It's hot, and I'm hungry. Right, we're gonna get the boy Larry has already made good. Why are these still here, brother? Okay. I hate the word in Marketing Command Center, but this is a base we can move from. What would be cool is have graphs. Everyone loves a graph. Being able to see the revenue graph, the views graph, etc., would be cool. And then obviously we have the posted content. I'm just going to clarify. And this is what I mean. Like, I said it was close to being done and it only needed a few touches. And I was going to do this after the stream, but we're doing it live now, where it's only a few prompts. Once everything's working, you can really choose, you can sort the design out quite easily. You just don't want it to look AI. It obvious. And so, how do I say this? You don't want it to look like AI, and you're going to be stuck in a mind frame, and you're going to be stuck in this as a viewer, that you're going to say it looks like AI because you're watching me make it with AI. But for example, the Rockstone website, it doesn't look AI. If this was made like 4 years ago, or even last year, you wouldn't think that this was AI. But this was all Larry. So you just have to have something in your head that it just doesn't have to look so AI like this. This is like basic AI. Even the hero with the 4 buttons under the bottom and then the strip. This is the most AI looking website that I've ever created. As long as it doesn't look like this, it will be undetected to 80% of, probably 90% of people. The big turnoff with AI is when things look exactly like how they do with AI. So like you put no effort into your prompt and it comes out looking like stage 1, MVP number 1 of AI. That's what turns people off. If you spend like a couple of hours making it not look default AI, then instantly people get turned back on. People are so anti-AI. Honestly, I don't understand the anti-AI mob. There's two. The number one reason people are anti-AI is because it's going to come and take their job. Marketers, graphic designers are panicking. Video game creators are panicking. All these people, because they're either in denial and think AI can't replace them, or they're sensible and realize AI is like a month away. At any point, someone could create something that wipes their whole industry away. So, for example, when Google, I worked at Unity for a long time, the game engine, and I get granted stocks. I got granted stocks when I worked there, and that share price tanked to the floor when Google released that Gemini project where you could upload a screenshot and create a 30-second playable game, and it's not recovered since, because now people realize that it's like around the corner that you can prompt games into existence, and games are hard to make, super hard. Without AI, if you want to make a good game, you need voice actors, you need graphics designers, you need story writers, you need sound engineers, you need motion capture experts. It's not a small project to make a game, but all of that can be replaced very soon with AI, and it's going to massively hurt the industry. So everyone that's scared of having their job replaced by AI is the people that don't like it. And then there's like environmentalists that say it's like killing the polar bears. But I feel like that happens with every new thing that comes out. They say it kills the polar bears. And then you end up listening to them so much that the new Ferrari looks like a Jaguar I-Pace. Because we've gone from one of the coolest things we've ever made in the combustion engine that's powered incredible machines from airplanes to supercars. We've listened to the environmentalists too much. Now we've ended up with a Jaguar I-Pace Ferrari. The new Ferrari is awful. It's not, actually. My genuine opinion for the new Ferrari is it is a great looking car, but it's not a great looking Ferrari. There's a difference. If you there's AI images of them putting a Apple badge on it. It looks great. If it was made from Apple and launched by Apple, it looks fantastic. If it was a Tesla, it would look like a very cool Tesla, especially the back design. But it's not a cool Ferrari. It's not a Ferrari. So each company will have a design language that they need to follow, and that new one just isn't it. But Johnny Ive is an incredible designer. I just think he shouldn't be doing it for Ferrari, or for Ferrari would need something else. Like the Pininfarina Ferraris were amazing, and Pininfarina is a fantastic designer. So is Johnny Ive, but they're just not. They're different designs. They're different designs. If they're so worried about AI is going to replace them, then they need to get on board, become the expert, and leverage yourself into the new reality. Exactly. If you're not using AI, even if I don't know what different companies' rules are around AI, but you should be using as many tools as you can to automate as much as you can. And in your workflow, you've got multiple choices. You can not use AI at all, work the exact same as you were without AI, manually having to do everything and working 10 hours a day. You could use AI to utilize your time, do the exact same amount of work in 3 hours a day and get 7 hours a day back into your life where you can do what you want. Doesn't really work if you work at an office, but if you work from home, it does. Or you could spend the 10 hours a day becoming like the super employee to get 5 days work done per day. And that's really what AI enables all of us app builders to do. Like if you think about how long it used to take to build an app, it would take months, and then the marketing takes hours a day to manually create all these posts would take hours a day. If you were to create 2 posts a day, you have to think of the hooks, find the images, create the images before AI. You'd either have to find or create them, and then you'd have to do the whole flow all by yourself. But now we're just prompting this into existence, and right now we can do multiple things at once and get so much more work done. So you've got a choice. You either fall behind, not use AI at all. You use AI to maximize your time and be able to spend more time with your family if you work from home by automating as much as your workflow as possible to give you time back, or maximize the time you spend working to do extra work to become the super employee that won't get fired when everyone else does for AI. I think that's actually all very good advice. You're welcome. Or you could become a super fucking cool person and then just go alone and make money whilst this bubble's here. Enjoy the bubble in the sunshine. Make apps, live stream yourself making apps, live stream yourself marketing the apps, and enjoy the summer. We're not even in white boy summer. We're not even in hot girl summer. We are in AI dev summer. That's where we are. That's the exact point in time that we're at right now. Oh no. There's been an error creating the TikToks because of we've run out of moolah for the image generation for the TikToks. Which is interesting because that is 4 days. 5 days of constantly posting TikToks. It was about $10, $15 for TikToks on 2 accounts, even more actually, because of all the Rockstone posts that didn't get actually posted. So it's very cheap to do this if you do it via an agent. Unfortunately, it's more expensive doing it this way on Rockstone because of the amount of different AIs going into it. You're not paying, because I'm already paying for Larry's Codex model that he uses to do the research, etc. With this, you've got to pay for different APIs to do everything. That's why it's way more difficult. But you would never, ever, ever be able to even create this without AI. It would be impossible to do all this analytical tracking, all the image generation, etc. Before, it's crazy to think that before AI, we couldn't even just prompt images into existence. It's so normal now. It's so normal already. And before AI, we couldn't even prompt this into existence. We'd have to go find images on Google Image, but it's so normal just to be able to type an image into existence now. That's mental. Photoshop, having to Photoshop something into an image. Now you just tell whatever AI to add something into an image. Claude is a labor of love. That's another reason that this marketing dashboard is so much better, because it's difficult to get OpenClaw up and running. I did make a operating system called Larry OS that massively lowered that barrier of entry, but it didn't really take off. As I said, convincing technical people a better way of doing something is an uphill battle. If they're technical and they're the type of person that wants to do it themselves, you could automate it for them, but some of them just want to do it themselves. Let's refresh this, see where we are. So this is coming this week. And then once they're posted, we'll have them below. I also want to have like attributed revenue per post. So when these are posted, they're going to show below, and then we're going to show the attributed revenue per post. And then we can sort of guess, like from the views, etc., how much money each post would have made. I also don't like the font. I'm going to tell Larry to find that this font is not this font. Maybe it's easier to do on Snugly. This font is different to this. Can you see it's got like the glow? It needs to look as close to default TikTok font as possible, because again, that's a turn off. People like familiarity. I've just got a notification from X to boost the post. No, thank you. £10 for 4,000 impressions. What? No. I'll just tweet. We've nearly got 300 people watching. What? Do you understand how crazy that is? To be able to just stream to 300 people. Everyone say hello in the chat. Do not be shy. Let's get the chat up and flowing. But what we're doing, if you're new, we're creating Rockstone Marketing to help everyone automate their marketing to be as good as Snugly, so you can automate money. So have Larry generate your images, generate your posts, post them, get views, and then turn the views into revenue. There is so many moving parts to what I've explained, but the reason our revenue is low is because the app is currently broken. We went through yesterday's stream to fix this, but the review is not solved. However, we did publish a change to our paywall, and that worked straight away. We got money. With Liply, we've realized that we're getting a lot of new customers for this app, and it's not performing very well on TikTok. So if we double down on TikTok and make that work, these customers are going to skyrocket. This active subscription is going to skyrocket, and this MRR is going to skyrocket. The whole goal of these apps is not to make them $1 million apps. It's to automate side income using Rockstone. So Rockstone is a marketing platform that's going to do all of this for you. It's coming soon. We're just adding the finishing touches right now. Understood. So Rockstone is going to make you automated money by just pressing this generate button, and it's going to do it all for you. I need to wipe my agent's memory somehow to get her to stop leaving Larry's skill. Ask it. Ask the agent, what can I do to make you stop forgetting this? My device temperature is so hot. What if I quit this simulator? I don't understand what would make my laptop run hot right now, because all I'm doing is sharing my screen. The actual power of the stream is all handled by Restream on the web browser. So unless it's like Google Chrome tanking, I'll need to move away from Restream. Hello, Jordan. Let's go. Jordan, you're an absolute legend, by the way. You've actually carried the stream. Jordan has carried the stream. We've been live for almost 3 hours. We're going to stop soon. And then tomorrow we stream again. And tomorrow's stream is going to be, what day is it tomorrow? It's Thursday tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream is going to be mainly focused around Snuggly and Lipley if their reviews have come back. So they're in App Store review at the moment. We need to check that their reviews have come back. We are going to be warming up the phone farm to automate for Snuggly and Lipley. We're going to move their niche, which I've never actually tried before, is move an already pre-warmed niche. It's probably going to take a bit longer, but we're going to move their niche around so then we can scale the Lipley and Snuggly TikToks to be posting from Rockstone as well. So then all of these will get posted, and because at the moment we've really nailed the Snuggly marketing. Like, we're getting tens of thousands of views. We want to get it back up to hundreds of thousands. This one's obviously not good enough, and we need to give feedback. But then you're going to be able to do this yourself and automate your income. But I think that is where we stop. I'm hungry. This room is boiling hot. My door's been shut, and we're just cooking in here. But tomorrow, the thing is, I'm not sure the best time to stream, because we've nearly got 300 people watching, and that is insane. I'm so grateful. But is it a Twitter thing where the longer you stream, the more you get shown? Or is it simply the timing of the people that came online? Oh! Snuggly's in review. Snuggly is in review. We got a message from Larry, but Snuggly has just gone into review. Tomorrow's stream is going to be back up and running, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. If Snuggly gets approved, that's huge. I'm not going to do it today. We've been streaming for 3 hours, but tomorrow we'll go through and we'll do Snuggly. I just don't know what time to do it. I'm thinking maybe we just start at 2 again. I don't know what time that is for America. Obviously, right when you're going to get out. Look, Jordan, all the best shows end with cliffhangers. All the best shows hang with, and obviously Tim Apple has read the script. He sent one of his little minions to go and review my app. And now tomorrow is all about promoting Snuggly now. And I'm going to come off. I'm going to keep optimizing Rockstone. I'm going to help as many of you get views and automate your income as possible. But that's huge. That's huge news. What we're going to do is fix that. I think where we've got so many views, this is most viewers that we've ever had. I'm going to have to stream at the same time for the same length tomorrow. That just makes sense. I think if I start earlier, I believe in my head that the longer you stream, the more you get promoted on X. I don't think it's the amount of people online. I do think it is the longer you stream, the more, because it's become a pattern that when I hit like 2 hours, there's 250 people watching. And now we're at 3 hours and there's 300. And that happens no matter what time I stream, really. Really. But if anyone wants to watch me stream, just let me know. DM me, message me, say the time that you're on and you're watching. And if enough people say the same time, we'll just make it work. Simple. But that's it for today. We've got very far. We're going to continue fixing this. This is where we're at. We're going to continue fixing this.
and then make this look much prettier, go through each page today, or maybe even carry that on tomorrow on stream as well, and do Snuggly and Rockstone at the same time. And I'm going to go away and boot up the phone farm to start. I'm going to boot the phone farm to start scrolling in interior design spaces and lip filler spaces. But that's it. Thank you all very much for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. UK time. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for watching. Honestly, it's not unappreciated how many people are watching. It's insane that I can just go live and talk to all of you. So I'll see you all tomorrow, and thank you very much for watching.